Good afternoon. My name is Zaffuto, and I am the class of 2016's Valedictory. Today, you have the great honor of listening to my 3-hour lecture on the fundamental chemical cooking components of brownie baking. Just making sure you were paying attention. Today, I would like to share with you this speech, to which I have given the title, Life Beyond the School Sweater. It is my greatest honor to stand before you all today, and especially those who have come to call my family, to deliver the valedictory address. Today, it is my privilege to look to the future, while also reminiscing on our fond memories we have made together. My fellow classmates, I've known most of you since preschool, and for those of you who joined us along the way, it seems like you have been with us forever. We have grown up together, laughed together, argued with each other, cried together, learned together, and have especially pushed each other to succeed throughout our days here at DuBois Central Catholic. Together, we have made friendships that will last, and made memories that we continue to joke about today. We are the class that put out the candle of knowledge. We are the class that persevered through several injuries. It's out. We are the class that thought we were so sneaky playing Roblox during class, when all anyone could hear was, "Oh, our mouse is clicking." And we are the class that you wrote our names as websites in 2nd grade. Let that one sink in. Over the last 4 years at DuBois Central Catholic, we have been privileged with a fulfilling education, and should be grateful for all the life lessons we learned that went way beyond the textbook. Mrs. Amarini taught us that we are, negative each the iPod, that we are number 1. Mrs. Kunkel taught us to, oh my gosh, who would be that kid? And Mr. O'Connor taught us how to play Old Testament and let there be boys! Before writing this speech, I sought inspiration from a childhood role model that still influences me today, and have chosen to quote by him. This person is none other than SpongeBob SquarePants. Of course, we have all taken away many life lessons from SpongeBob, such as the best time to wear a striped sweater is when? All the time. However, I found this quote and would like to share it with you. In the words of SpongeBob, no one can change a person, but someone can be the reason for that person to change. Over the past years that we have grown up here, we developed our characters and morals that distinguish us from one another. We have developed skills, gained knowledge that will no doubt be valuable as we go forward in life. So I am here not to change who you are, or the plans you have, but to offer you advice that you will hopefully remember in the future. It gives me great satisfaction to have known each and every one of you, and I am excited to see where you end up in the future. I have no doubt that you will succeed greatly in everything you do. In fact, I even have an idea of what each of you will be doing in the future, and would like to share it with you in these satirical futuristic diary entries that I wrote. Dear Diary, I am so happy that everyone loves the new candy bar, the Cobra Bar, which I developed for the Hershey Company. My wife, kids, and I, and a little disclaimer before I continue, these diary entries do not mention my wife's name, so those on the list of who I should marry, you will have to pay that. Now where was I? My wife, kids, and I are finally settled down in our dream home, designed and built by famous architect and civil engineer Trisha Cricht and Joey Verchetti. To look like a blend of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Sydney Opera House, and the Gateway Arch. Electrical engineer extraordinaire, Alex Miknis, hooked up some awesome lighting fixtures for all of our parties. I also recently visited my favorite restaurant today in Las Vegas, owned by Iron Chef and retired White House executive chef, Tommy Max. Dear Diary, my sons are finally getting over their sickness. I had no worries though, because I ran into the doctor's office and the Nick Zerba Regional Hospital, where Abby Martini, Andrea Selker, Kiki Blakely, and Isaiah Bratton were there to take care of them and make sure they got better. I also have to confess that I never thought I would have to use my black belt skills, but once the ninjas finally caught up with me, I injured myself delivering an awesome side kick to the face. But luckily for me, Katie Ellenberger was there It's election time again. And guess who's running for president? Yes, indeed, Donald Trump. Again. I had a nice dinner with Secretary of Defense John Freedy, Commander Matt Regan, OSHA Safety Coordinator Liam Barnett, and GIS Executive Alex Evans about the latest news in government, even the Trump law. I was victim of a fender bender today, but I bet you'll never guess who showed up. It was State Policeman DuBois. I looked out at Edgar Snyder associate Mara Ronick to back me up in that one, and to have the world's largest car repair warehouse and energy efficiency facility, Holland Brothers Incorporated, for nearby repairs. Dear Diary, today I watched my favorite show, The Marcus Peterson Show, hosted by the amazing Marcus Peterson. Special guests included beloved MLB sports writer, Mrs. Bryce Harper, Tessa Sayers. The newest star on Broadway, Caitlin Mandalay, starring as Alpha in Wicked. Registered dietitian, Olivia Marchioni, who shared her new weight loss program that is already world famous, and NBA player and humanitarian Christian LaFarge. And finally, Dear Diary, today Chief Financial Officer Colin Engel called me up and asked if I would like to work for his Fortune 500 company. But I had to turn him down, because I already agreed to work for CFO Ty Bittner and his Fortune 500 company. But before this all happened, I took my kids on vacation to some of my favorite places. I got hooked up with some awesome baseball tickets from CFO and Executive Vice President of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jake Miknis. We also got a behind-the-scenes tour of Disney's Magic Kingdom from CEO of the Walt Disney Company and President of the Maleficent Fan Club, Casey Barani. And of course, those are all assuming that none of you got married and changed your last names. Isn't it exciting to see what the future has in store for us? Each and every one of us has learned everything we need to succeed in life, and more, in the many opportunities we have had here at Central. However, I can guarantee that the journey to success will not be a clear and easy path. We have been made aware of the greatest struggles that all successful people face, and how to deal with them, such as learning from our failures. However, our generation has been given a label that automatically puts us below the generations before us. According to the United States Census Bureau, we fall into the millennial generation. Millennials have been given titles from various sources, such as, quote, the worst, most entitled, most spoiled generation in the history of humankind, as well as, quote, the lazy, narcissistic generation that is addicted to social media. Already, we millennials have a roadblock due to people's perception. Allow me to demonstrate. Here, I have a book and a piece of paper. If I drop them, which one will hit the ground first? Okay. 1, 2, 3. You probably thought that the book would hit the ground first, before the piece of paper, until I got outside of the box and made the impossible come true, by making the paper hit the ground first. The same goes for my fellow millennials. The next time you hear someone try to tell you that you want everything handed to you when you get older, I challenge you to be the exception and prove their perception wrong. And I have no doubt that everything we have learned here at Central has prepared us to do so. As we enter into this next chapter of our lives, let us not continue to serve, continue to strive to be the best, and continue to thank God that we are all able to make a difference in this world. Although the ability to perform well academically is an important quality that shines above the rest while in high school, it is not the only quality that a person needs to thrive in the world. It is important to take every opportunity presented to you and to learn something from it. Whether the experience is good or bad, there is always knowledge to gain. It is also important to remember that a person cannot make it through life alone. There is no shame in interdependence. Making connections opens up an entire network of references, knowledge, and help that will be available to you. And finally, it is important to leave behind a legacy. Don't just settle for mediocrity. I challenge you to impact someone's life, or rather, a group of people's lives, and leave your legacy behind and be remembered. And so now comes the part of my speech that I have been dreading. It is now time for me to say goodbye to some of you that I might not see in a long time, and to some of you that I may never see see again. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for impacting my life over the years, and especially for being my friend. We are the class that will impact the world. We are the class of 2016. Thank you.